Hello all, welcome back. So in this video we are going to look into uh, strategy design pattern, and this will be going to be a series of design patterns. So in this video we are going to look into strategy pattern in C++. Maybe in the next playlist I will create videos in Python. Okay, how to do it in Python strategy pattern. Okay, so I am following I'm following this YouTube channel's video, and also following this book, strategy Headfirst design pattern. Okay, so uh, let's give a minute. Okay, and uh, and this is the book I'm following, not this one. This is inverted in night mode. So, and this is the book I'm following, and this is the book. This guy also will explain. Okay, so in our channel we are going to look into how to code in C++. Okay, so our first thing is a strategy pattern. If you haven't uh, watched the strategy pattern video from this guy's channel, or if you haven't read the strategy pattern in this book, so I recommend you to follow those guides, because we are not going to explain completely as they did, because they are going to be a theory part they are teaching, and we are going to code that. Okay, so before going into coding, we will look into what is the strategy pattern means. Okay, in this book they are having an example of a duck. Okay, a duck video game. It's like a guy, a company having a duck video game, where the duck can fly and quack, and can display and can swim. Okay, so suddenly they have added ducks like wooden ducks and mountain ducks, like that extra they have added. Okay, the names are fancy, but the concept is this one. So it's about avoiding encapsulation. Okay, so I mean avoiding inheritance. Okay, inheritance is not good for these types of projects. So inheritance is better than interface is better than inheritance. Okay, this is the concept of this strategy pattern. So inheritance is not completely made for code reusability. Okay, it's not completely made for code reusability. So if you want to know more, you can watch this video. I will give the link in the description. Okay, so and coming to the lesson, what they have did is they have created an interface where a wooden duck. Um, okay, let's cut it, and let's come from first the example. Okay, so forget all the examples I have said. Okay, a game company is a game company which is developing a duck game where a duck can fly, um, quack, and display and swim. Okay, a normal duck can do four things, but suddenly they had a meeting, and where the client or the funders said keep a wooden duck in it. Okay, and they kept a wooden duck, and the wooden duck also flied, and it also quacked, and it also swimmed, and it also displayed. So that's not the case. Okay, so in that case you need to rewrite a whole loops concept code. To avoid that, they have implemented a concept called interface. The interface is something like adding a changed thing. Okay, if duck. Okay, let's consider this example duck. Okay, when a wooden duck is added, it can display and it can swim, because wood can swim. Okay, it can float in the water, and the thing is it won't fly, and also it won't quack. So that's the example they have added here. So here you can see the screen. Here it is fly with wings and no fly. Okay, so it's the UML diagram. And also a quack. It's a quack and a squawk. A squawk means they have added a rubber duck. Okay, it means a remote control duck. It can make a sound, but it can't quack, but it can squawk, which means it can produce a sound. Okay, so and also a mid quack. Mute quack means a wooden duck won't quack, right? So that's the concept of this one. If you want more details, I recommend you to read this book. If you don't want to read books like me, you can go to this guy's YouTube channel. You can learn, or you can learn any from anyone the strategy patterns from the example of Headfirst design pattern book. Okay, so let's code. And before coding, I am using Qt creator. So if you know C++ means you have already used Qt creator. If you are new to okay, so I'm using Qt creator. If you are new to Qt creator, it's very simple. You can install, or you can use any other C++ editors, or you can use Visual Studio Code, anything. Okay, we are not going that deeper into the editors. Okay, let's come to the coding concept. Okay, and this is the default code, and I am removing the hello world, and I need a return 0. And sorry if I make any errors in C++, because I have used C++ in my high school. Now I completed my degree, so it's been 4 years I have coded in C++ completely. In between I have coded C++, but not like this much codes like oops and all I haven't coded. Okay, so let's move to the video. So before going, I have this QML diagram. So we are going to use this QML diagram, and we are going to code this one. Okay, so reading a QML diagram is from the top to bottom. So where this from this one, and this is our second one we need to create, and this is the final thing we need to create. Okay, so let's create this encapsulated fly behavior. Okay, there we are going to create the fly behavior interface. Okay, and interface is nothing but a class fly. Okay, I am just going to copy the text from here. Okay, copy. So if you have the book, you can copy, or you can work with me. So C++ don't have the brackets, right, like Python have. Okay, so in that, so opening a class and closing a class, I am making this as public. Okay, in public we need two classes, like fly with wings, fly no way. Okay, the first thing is fly, and the second thing is no way. Okay, so and also we are creating a class that contains fly with wings, and also I am going to copy this one, and I'll paste, replace fly no way, right? Okay, the next thing is we need this fly member. Let's copy this one, and I'm going to make it as public. Okay, and it won't return anything as for our code. Okay, if you are trying to do something different, you can use int or some other functions like float or etc. Okay, and float we are going to print a statement like it's flying. Okay, we need to see it visually whether it's flying or not, so we need a print statement, and I'm going to use a new line command. Okay, and don't forget to put semicolon in C++, and it's not Python. Okay, and also going to copy this one. Instead I will copy the whole class for the next interface, and I will paste it. Okay, fly, and I am not flying. Okay, instead of it's, I am going to use I am flying. Okay, and use semicolon at the class end, so it will terminate the class. Okay, and we have completed the fly behavior. Okay, never worry, this will, okay, we will complete this from now itself. Okay, and I am going to create a void fly. Okay, and this is going to be inherit from those classes. Okay, I'm not the oops guy, so if I did something wrong, never worry, we will make the code work. Okay, fly with wings. Okay, and it is inheriting from fly with wings and fly no way. Okay, so, and I am going to keep it as fly with wings. Call it as fly duck. Okay, and the next one fly no way, I call it as no fly duck. So naming methods, you can use your own naming system also. And in this fly, we need to we need to understand whether the duck will fly or not. So we need to pass a parameter that says that this duck will fly and this duck won't fly. So we will keep some integer. If you want to use bool, you can use bool. I am going to use integer. Okay. So why using integer means if you can pass multiple values. For example, you can pass fly for 1, not fly for 0, and rocket fly for 2. Okay, it's not logical, but maybe some requirements needs. Okay, some that needs to fly like a rocket height, so you need to keep the parameters like that. Okay, so I'm going to use it as integer. Can fly. Okay, whether the duck can fly. Okay, if can fly, and it is going to call the fly duck dot fly. Okay, and if it's can't fly, and it's going to call the no fly duck and the fly function in that class. Okay, so we have completed this one, right? We have completed the fly behavior, and we need now quack behavior. So we are going to create the quack behavior. So I forgot to put the semicolon here. Okay, and class quack behavior. Okay, in that again same these things we are going to pass public, and here we have something called quack, right? So I'm again using a void function that is called quack, and as of now I'm pass. Okay, sorry, I think to pass in C++, and terminating the class. And if we can see the QML diagram, we have 3 subclasses. One is quack, and this quack, and mute quack. Okay, so we are going to create that one. Okay, quack like this. Okay, I am going to comment this out, so no need to type you no need to type that. Okay, okay, it's a quack class. Okay, and I'm going to terminate, and I'm going to complete this one public. In that we will call it as quack function. Okay, sorry for the typing. Void quack. Okay, and it's a function, and it going to print cout quack quack. Okay, so we will copy this one and paste 2 more times for quack and no quack. This one for quack and this one for no quack. Okay, sorry, mute quack. So I'm going to use these names as it is here, so when you can read the code you will understand. And quack. Okay, and quack. No quack means mute quack means no quack. I will use no. Okay, and for quack we will use WS quack. Okay, so that we can visually understand what is going on. And again I'm going to implement, I'm inheriting this one, and this quack needs to be Q. For the naming convention it's not required, you need to use Q as caps. Mute quack and quack. Come on, right? Okay, and again also we are following the I said, right, we need to why we need to use integer instead of boolean. Here we can pass quack for 1, mute quack for 0, quack for -1. Okay, so here I can keep a variable called can quack. Okay, if can quack equal to 1 equals 1, then do this one elif, okay, sorry, else if, okay, can quack equal to 0, then do these things. Instead else if I will use simply use if itself, okay, -1, then do something, okay. So again I'm going to quack for real quack and mute quack for no quack, and for squack I'm going to use we can use artificial quack, okay. Okay, if it can really quack, it will call the quack function, okay. Sorry, if the can quack is 1, it will call the quack function, okay. If it is 0, it will call the no quack, okay. And if it is artificial, I mean if the can quack is -1, it will going to call the artificial quack dot quack. And you can pass multiple values, whether it's quack like some other animal. Don't forget to put the semicolons, okay. And that's it, and this thing ends here, and we did the quack behavior, right. And here we are creating duck class, okay. And we can see, and it is injecting from this fly behavior and quack behavior, and the class name is duck, okay. And the class is duck, and it's going to inherit from quack behavior and fly behavior, okay. Let's copy that and paste it instead of typing. If you want to type, you can type, no problem for me. And don't forget the semicolon at the end. It's very hard that I have been a Python developer since before 4 years, and still keep remembering that semicolons, thanks to semicolon jokes on Instagrams. Okay, quack have these much functions. I will copy this one, okay. It's copying from somewhere, okay. I don't want to copy. Let's make the swim, okay. In duck we are keeping it as public. I forgot that if we can't put the public, what it will be, private or protected, or it will be public. If you know, do comment, okay. Let's make this as void, and again I don't need anything to return, and void swim, and I am going to paste it for a few more times, and display, okay. And perform quack, copy this one, and perform quack, and set file behavior. I forgot one thing, right? Perform fly, I forgot this one, okay. I will let's go with the diagram flow. So if you go with the diagram flow, when you see the code in video, you can remember that these things are doing these things, okay. And self fly behavior, okay. Set fly behavior, and we already said that. Set quack behavior, okay. Okay, why set quack behavior, right. Okay, we did these things. And for swimming, we are not creating any games, so we don't want to create a river and put the duck inside that, and we don't want to duck to swim. We just need the duck to print whether it's we need to understand whether the duck is swimming or not, okay. Swimming, okay. And don't forget the new line. So when we print this one, we really need a new line. And display, display duck. Okay, and I forgot the semicolon. Okay, and perform quack and perform fly, we need something different right here, because we have inherited we have used the interface to perform the quack and to perform the fly. So instead we need something different, because we are passing the parameters, right? So we need to take parameter here. So I'm going to use int can quack. Okay, and I'm going to use int can fly. Okay, these are the parameters I'm going to pass. So I'm not directly going to call the class functions. Okay, instead I am going to set the thing. Okay, you can see it's below that perform fly and perform quack. So instead I will cut this one. I will take this to the top of the perform quack. Okay, so we can easily understand what is going on really there. So when I will call the perform quack with the can quack parameter, it will call the set quack behavior with can quack. Okay, and if I call the perform fly method from the outside the class, so it will call the set fly behavior, and it will call with can file parameter. Okay, so we need to set the parameter here, or you can use the constructors. You can use the constructors to set this default set file behavior, those things. If you don't want that, you can use generally normally this. So I don't want that because I don't know how to do that. It's simple, I know. Okay, can quack. So here what will this do means, it's going to call the quack. Okay, and quack with parameters. Sorry, I am calling the fly behavior. Here we need to call fly. So fly with can fly, right? And quack with can quack. Okay, so we did that, and we have used the semicolon here. Okay, so we are going to create an object. Okay, Malar duck, I don't know what that means. Let's look into the Google what that means. Okay, I'm using DuckDuckGo. Throw me images. Okay, this really looks like a duck. Okay, and what does the red-head duck? Okay, I think these two ducks really flies, and the decoy duck, I really don't know what that means. If you know, do comments. Okay, so and we are not going to decoy duck. Okay, it's a wooden duck, right? Okay, it's toy. Okay, so we are going to create these two things. One is Mallard duck. Sorry bro, I keep showing your face a lot of times. Okay, I will pause it first. Okay, so Mallard duck, and another thing is decoy duck, right? Decoy duck. So simply this won't mean nothing, so we need to make it as object from that class, duck. Okay, and we need one more thing, because we set three quack types, right? Quack, squawk, and no quack. So we need rubber duck, so I'm using the rubber duck between these things. Okay, duck and rubber duck. Now I'm going to call the swim function, because even the rubber duck can float in the water. I know float is different from swim, but let's keep it simple. Okay, I'm copying, paste. So instead display, paste display instead of swim, and perform quack here, and perform fly. Okay, and perform fly here. Okay, we need to pass a parameter perform quack. This is smaller duck, it's a real duck, so we want this to be make sound. Okay, what's the command here? Double slash, right? Yeah, make real sound. And here, okay, make it fly, right? Okay, here I am passing 1, so I'm copying this one. I'm going to paste it for rubber duck, and I'm going to paste it for mallard duck, decoy duck. So I'm going to do things like renaming, so you do that. Okay, sorry, mallard duck and stuff, decoy duck. Here it needs to be -1, right? It need to make artificial sound. Where it's coming from means it's coming from the the quack. We have it, right? So -1 for artificial quack and 0 for no quack. Okay, and I'm going to pass no quack and no fly. And for rubber duck also we need to make it as no fly. Make it no fly. Okay, make no sound, make it no fly. Okay, and I save that, and I comes and run, no errors. Okay, error, can fly semicolon, quack semicolon. Okay, this C++ hurts me. Okay, it's running, come on, yes, it's run. How many terminals it took? Cannot create another socket. Okay, I said right, it's messy, so we need to see out that /n. Okay, paste, sorry, paste, and this is for displaying clean things. You don't need to use this one. Okay, if you want you can use it for viewing purpose. Okay, and we need which duck is calling, so we need this thing like decoy duck is running. Decoy duck into the screen. Okay, because this example is based on the gaming development system, so when a duck comes to the screen, what it needs to do, that's the things they are doing. Okay, rubber duck, and okay, see out. This is smaller duck, right? Okay, paste into the screen, right? And let's run it now. Okay, see out is not defined. Okay, it's not see out. Come on. Yes, running. Okay, and it's smaller duck into the screen. When it comes, it can swim, it can display. Okay, every duck can display and swim, and it's making sound quack. Okay, if you don't, okay, I will make how to zoom. Okay, you can see it now, right? It's smaller duck. Okay, it's smaller duck into the screen. When it comes, it swim, it displays duck, and it's making sound quack, and it's flying. And when rubber duck comes, it's swimming, and it also displaying and it makes artificial sounds like squawk squawk, and it's not flying. And when it comes the the decoy duck into the screen, it can swim because it can float, right? And it should be displayed in the screen, and it should not make sound, and it's not making any sound, and it's not flying. So is that really this is the power of the what we said segment? I forgot the chapter name itself. Okay, so anyhow you can see the screen. uh, Give me a minute. Okay, bro, I really need you, bro. Come on, I'm too close to, okay. And if you can ask me, this is the real power of strategy pattern. It's very simplest minimalistic example. Like you can do a lot of things instead of inheritance. We use uh, implementation interfaces, right? Okay, let me check whether I can use this without uh, this inheritance. Let me check. You don't want to do that. Okay, whether I am checking it's working or not, because the main concept is interface, not inheritance. I used inheritance instead of interface. Okay, it's working. Super. And this is called the strategy pattern. So in the next video I will make the next pattern. Yeah, in the next video I will make the observer pattern
display method.
Okay,
So
so my system is really hanging, not hanging, it's stone. Okay, the next video we will look into the observer pattern. I don't know when that video will be released. Maybe I will take each video for each week, and I try to do these videos in Python. Okay, and this took 164 lines, avoiding the spaces and cout. It will be 180 to 100 lines. Okay, so that's all. Thank you. Hey, hi there. Before we are going to end this video, I have found that while editing we have did a mistake here. Like the fly behavior is a abstract class, and the fly with wings and fly with no way are the base class of the abstract class from fly behavior, and also same applies on the quack behavior. But what we did is we first wrote these quack and quack interfaces, and then we bring into these things like quack behavior, and this is totally wrong. Okay, I found it while editing the video. Let's make the changes. We no need to change the all code. We just need to the cut and copy the codes. That's all right. Okay, so it's cut it. Let's cut this from here. Okay, okay, I will zoom this one if you want. Yeah, okay, I have zoomed this one, so you can see that, right? Here we have inserted the if statement. So instead here we need to cut this one, because this base class won't have anything to this is the abstract class. It won't have to do anything here. It's simply a class, that's it, an empty class. Okay, and all we need to do that is here this set quack behavior. Okay, and we did that here. Okay, and quack, and it's can quack. Okay, and the can quack from here, and it will call the function which needs to call. And again, this is not the perfect way to do, and we are just doing something that we don't want to do completely wrong. Okay, and we are doing something correct, right? And we need to perform set fly behavior. For that we need to copy this and we need to cut this and paste it in there. Okay, so we can paste it here, right? And just save it. And also we need the customized object for the classes, so I'm cutting this one. And after that, let's make it as object inside this class. Okay, and again goes same goes with the fly behavior, and bringing the fly behavior inside it, right? And that's all. So and cutting the quack behavior, sorry, I cut this and take to the top of all the quack functions, and I don't want to have any brackets, just a semicolon, that's all. Okay, and same goes with the fly behavior. Okay, so cut here and take back to the top, and just paste it, and put a semicolon there, that's all. Okay, I'm just putting a command called fly classes. And now what we need to do means this fly behavior and the fly with wings wants to be inherited from this class. Okay, and the fly nowhere also will wants to be inherited from this class. Okay, and we don't want to any parameters, we don't want to take any parameters. And the same goes with the quack behavior, right? And the quack behavior and the quack behavior and the swag behavior also goes the same. And now we don't need anything to be inherited, because we are using the interface, not the inheritance. Okay, I'm just run it, whether it's working fine or not. I don't know, you can see it or not. Control plus, it's not zooming as I expected. Zoom. Okay, you can see that it's working perfectly fine. And rubber duck says squawk, and the toy duck says no. Okay, and this is the, I think this is the 80% of the correct way, and it's not the 100% of the correct way, because I'm not the oops guy and I have figured out this one. If you have figured out something wrongly, do comment, we will do I will look at that and I will change the code in the GitHub, so our viewers can get the correct code. Okay, so that's all from this video. Bye bye, thank you, take care, and do subscribe. See you.